Hello, Serendipitous here with another video for the Board Game Shelf. This is actually a bit of a bonus because this game is actually not going into my collection at all. This is a Christmas present for my parents. That's why this video is going to be released after Christmas, so that my parents still have no idea. But recently, while watching someone else on YouTube play board games there's this woman on YouTube who was playing board games with her husband for a video instead of using her phone and whatever. They basically stayed off the phone and played board games for hours on end. And one of the games they had in their collection was Charcuterie, the board game. I did not know that it existed until I saw that video, and I immediately thought of my parents. My parents love charcuteries. They're not chefs or anything like that, but they just, I don't know. I guess these days they just love having a charcuterie board and spreading out crackers and cheese and meat and whatever else. And yeah, the fact that there is, and I'm the game guy in my family. I'm always the one who reads the rules for a board game and everything. Cobweb and I gave my parents Azul a couple of Christmases ago. And which it's a good a simple straightforward board game once you learn the rules and everything. Yeah, my parents like it. They generally only like board games that are like 30 minutes or less. Although I guess they've been a little bit more relaxed in that requirement more recently. But anytime I try to bring board games with me, I try to keep that in mind, and also try to find games that I think they might like. This absolutely. They, I guess I'm kind of becoming the kind of person who knows knows board games enough to know what kind of board game to recommend to people. I am super excited about giving this to my parents. As part of the gift, Cobweb and I have already opened the box, we punched everything out, and we actually learned the game and played it ourselves so that we could basically say that it's been prepared and play tested, basically. So... yeah, because my parents also don't enjoy all punching things out and whatever. Anyway, the presentation of this game is fantastic. I can almost taste the meat and cheese and crackers in my mouth right now, looking at all these, these boards and everything. So you can play with up to 6 people, 2 to 6 people, and basically you have objectives, public and secret objectives. You lay the objectives out. And objectives can be things like, for example, the bread category. For each group of only 1 bread, 1 cheese, and 1 fruit, you get 10 points. The way that a lot of these objectives are, they encourage you to basically to arrange things like a charcuterie board. For example, there's an objective that's something about you get points for each time for each bread that is adjacent to a meat, but you can only score up to 2 breads per meat. So you're basically incentivized to have a row of bread meat, sandwiching things essentially. These are the charcuterie board pieces, like all the foods and everything. There's dips, there's fruits and vegetables, there's crackers and cheese and everything like that. Right. Basically, the way it works is that everyone takes turns going first. The person who the active player is basically the host. So the host draws a certain number of items from the bag at random. That is, the number of items is determined by this. So if you have 2 players, you make 4 stacks of 3 food tiles each. So you draw 12 items, and you make 4 piles with 3 pieces of food on each one. And so then the person after the host in the circle will take one of those piles, and so on and so forth around the circle, and the host is the final one to take one of the piles. So the host is incentivized to make sure all the piles are maybe spread out. Maybe they try to arrange the piles so that they will get more points, and also everyone gets secret objectives as well, which are these these recipe cards. The recipe card I got when I first played was basically you get more points the fewer veggies you have on your plate, which is perfect because I am a bit of a picky eater. I don't know, I guess I never grew out of that. But and they're worth a lot of points. Like if I had 0 or 1 vegetables on my whole board, then I would have 15 points, and then 8 points if I have 2 or 3, and so on and so forth, right? Also, you can't have anything hanging over the edge, and you basically have things are considered adjacent if they're like touching each other, although you can't cover more than half of any single piece, essentially. Yeah, it just like the way the rules are. I just love how the rules like naturally, you know, lead you to arrange all these food pieces like you would on a charcuterie board. I just think that's fantastic. Um, and yeah, there's 6 different categories. There's bread, so that's like the crackers and stuff, the meats, the cheese, the veggies, the dips, and the fruits, essentially. And then at the end, after everyone has had a chance to be the host, you turn this cutting board around, and you basically track how many points everybody has. It looks like it's dirty. It's not. That's how the art is. But yeah, it's just incredibly delightful, and I am really excited to give this to my parents and just. I'm looking forward to seeing the shock on their faces when they're like, "Wait, this is a thing? This exists? What?" It's just one of my favorite thing about one of my favorite things about getting presents to people for a birthday or Christmas or whatever is just when you have a moment. It doesn't happen to be that often, but when you have a moment where you feel like you found the perfect gift for somebody. Like this is just them to a T. That's how I feel about Charcuterie, the board game, with my parents. And so I'm looking forward to see how it all goes. And yeah, that's basically it. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And until next time, all the best.